over 3-point perspective. So I'll do one example of ant's eye view and one example of bird's eye view. So let's start with our horizon line. And you might have guessed that in 3-point perspective, we will have 3 vanishing points. So we'll start with one over here, the second on the right, and then I want my third one to just be out somewhere not on the horizon line. So I am just gonna put one straight up here above the horizon line for this example. And so we are going to start with the corner just like we would in 2-point perspective. And so from my vanishing point 3, I'm going to go straight down. And however far down you go, let's say that we're drawing a building. We're going to do another cube per se. And so I'm going to say that it ends right here, and then under my third vanishing point, I am going to decide where it cuts off, because if it stays going to the vanishing point, it is just going off into space, and we need to establish where it ends. So I'm just going to decide where I want it to end and make a little mark for myself. So now I'm going to connect from that mark to both vanishing points. And then we'll connect the bottom to both vanishing points. Okay, so now we have both sides, but if we were to just do vertical lines down, that would only be like we're in 2-point perspective. So to use 3-point perspective, we are going to decide how wide you want it. Make a little mark for yourself to kind of go through. Oh, actually, I don't know why I made the marks up here. You're gonna need to make them on the bottom part. So let's make our little marks on the bottom and decide how wide we want the base to be. And then from our third vanishing point, we are going to go through that vanishing point and connect to the bottom. I went out past it a little bit and I don't really want to do that, so I'll erase that. All right, do the same thing on the other side. Go through the vanishing point and connect to that little mark that I made for myself. All right, so now this is ant's eye view. Now let me erase some lines so that you can see it a little bit better. Make sure you use a good eraser. This one is not that great. All right, 2 more lines, and then we'll really see what we're looking at. All right, so imagine this is a building and we have our little ants. And they are looking up And then we have the right and the left side of that building. All right, so now let's go on to bird's eye view. Start off with our horizon line again. You're gonna do our left vanishing point, VP1, right vanishing point, VP2. And this time, before we had our third vanishing point above the horizon line, this time we're gonna have it below. And so I'm just gonna go straight down below it. And you wanna have a good bit of space to work with. VP3. So now from that third vanishing point, we are gonna establish our corner by just going straight up and through the middle of that. Decide how tall we want it to be. I think it looks good. Let's do it right here, a little bit shorter. Okay, and then we have to remember to cut it off from the vanishing point down here. So just go up a little bit, however much you want, and make a little mark. And then we'll connect both of these marks back to vanishing point 1 and 2, just like we would do in 2-point perspective. Really double check yourself in the process. Okay, so now we have our big weird diamond shape. We'll decide how wide we want it to be on either side by making a mark furthest away from that third vanishing point. So out here, establish how wide you want it, and then from those marks that we've just made, we'll connect back to the third vanishing point. All right, let's erase some lines so you can see what we're looking at. All right, so now I have bird's eye view. I have our little bird up here. It's flying around, looking down. And then we have the left and right side of the building. All right. So that is 3-point perspective. There we go.